Hello friends, myself Ognivo Sarkar. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Wow.
Today I am going to discuss about the topic international relation. So without wasting so much time, let's start. So now I think one question roaming around your head that what is international relation? So international relation or IR is the study of relationship between the states. So here states are the countries. These states are the political entity which has four features. What are the four features? Sovereignty, territory, population, and government. So now we all know that our country is sovereign in nature. But as an individual, do you think that we are sovereign? Let's discuss this. Indian government is a sovereign government. But as an individual, we are not sovereign. We cannot do anything whatever we want. So there is a presence of authority, means PM, president, CM, governor, etc. So our authority, our Indian government authority is democratic in nature. Now there is another question that why we need rule or law? Because the best way for our security and survival is if there is a rule or law, and hence we are not gonna break this rule or law, because law and order give us the security in the society. It is based on domestic politics. Now coming to the international relation or international politics, it is more in dynamic, or it is dynamic in nature, because here in international relation national security is the important objective. All states have the same goal to achieve national security, and it can be ensured if there is a power, and power is the only source to nullify insecurity. So in order to have national security, more power is required. In order to have national security, more power is required. And powers in our world are finitely limited, or I can say that all the power resources in our world are not available infinitely. So all power are limited, so struggle of power happens. So power is based on two things: one is military power and another is economic power. To get military power, countries have to be more economically powerful. And to be a richest country, more industrialization in that country will have to occur. Now, I am going to talk about the Cold War era, where bipolar world was changed to the unipolar world. Now, after the end of World War II, two superpower was emerged. Which were the superpower? One was USA, another was USSR, and they became rival of each other. Now just like USA made NATO, and all the supporters of USA joined this NATO, and USA gives alliance. Now counter alliance have to be formed, and counter alliance was formed by the USSR, and the name was Warsaw Pact, where all the supporters of USSR was joined to the Warsaw Pact. Now, here America wanted to follow capitalism. America wanted to follow capitalism, and USSR wanted to follow communism. So there was a conflict between capitalism and communism. So let's discuss what is capitalism. So there should be free market economy. Market should operate freely in demand and supply. And this follows the LPG, where L is liberalization, that is freely to market. P means privatization, that is all the resources should be owned by the private private organization, and G means globalization without barriers. That means the whole world would become global market. So USA wanted that all the members of NATO should follow this capitalism, but USSR wanted that his members will follow communism. So what is the problem in the society? The only problem is that economic inequality. This was based on the concept of communism. So what is communism? Communism is where the properties and all the things should be owned by the communist state. So in that matter, I can say that this capitalism and communism, they cannot coexist together. So two poles of power were established at the time. So and the world went to bipolar in nature, and that is the world order. But here, if we see deeply, there was basically three world order exist. One was capitalist world, another was communist world, and the third one was non-alliance countries, where they were the poor countries. And that time, that means the Cold War time, India was one of them. This period was known as Cold War. But despite all the hates, all the rivalry, this USSA, this USA and USSR never going to fight against each other. Never fight, because there was nuclear deterrence. What is nuclear deterrence? What the term deter means? The term deter means to frighten countries to not have a fight against each other. Because if there was a war, if there was war, of that is nuclear war, there will no one will be the winner. No one will be the winner in this war. So due to this concept, and both the countries were never fight against each other. But there were some example of proxy war. There were some examples of proxy war, just like Korean War, Vietnam War. In this Korean War, there was the conflict between North Korea and South Korea, where North Korea was supported by USSR and South Korea was supported by USA. This Cold War was ended in 1991 because USSR was disintegrated into several countries, and the champion of the Cold War was United States of America. But this disintegration happens to a success of USSR, and that was Russia. But it caused the economic crisis of USSR because of the communism. Entire economy was stagnated. So now I would like to conclude my lecture today.